Hello everybody, welcome to Take Two Reviews, and it is almost the end of the year, and you know what that means. It's time to do the top 10 worst movies reviewed in 2024. So I got the list. I'll probably check my phone just to make sure I get the list right, because I fucked it up one time. So, the only thing for this is it's movies we had to reviewed on this channel in 2024. It just happened to be we reviewed exactly 10 movies, so it's perfectly able to be done on the list. We're going to be counting down from 10 to 1, and let's get right into it. With number 10 is Wrath of the Titans. Now 10, the reason this thing is because if there was another movie, there's one that should have been uploaded, but Chris never got around to doing it. Thanks, Chris. One we should have been doing, number 10, it would have bumped this probably out of the list. Wrath of the Titans is a very good movie. Very well done. Very beautifully done. Looks cool as hell. To me, it was probably the best movie I reviewed this year. I had no issue with it. No problem with it. I enjoyed it way more than I should have. Yeah, I have no issue with the movie. Again, it was one of those ones where it was a sequel, and I didn't know about that, but that's fine. I think it's the easiest one to do. It was the one that would have been an easy thing, and it's the best movie I reviewed at all in 2024. Number 9 is, gotta keep checking my list here, The Giant Gila Monster. This is the oldest one I probably will ever review. Unless I review maybe Godzilla or something like that. Because I think they might be older, but like I rarely am going to review probably 60s movie. Like this was, what, 1960 something? I believe. It's a very old movie. It's a very fine movie. Compared to like, again, Wrath of the Titans, it's fine. But looking from that thing, it was very cool, very clearly well done. There's a character there who is mildly drunk, and it's freaking hilarious. It builds up the threat of the Gila Monster while barely showing you it. Until closer to the end when the build-up starts. It's very well done for an old school type movie. Again, some people might think not really might not enjoy it, but I thought it was very well done, and it probably, again, if it wasn't for Wrath of the Titans, it probably would have been probably been bumped up, I would have thought, by something else. Wrath of the Titans was very, very good. Then we have, so I'm gonna keep track. Number 8. Number 8 was Trap. Now, Trap was the only movie I reviewed this year that came out this year. To be honest, I think over time this movie is kind of just more weirder to me. It's not bad. I don't have no issue with it. I have no problem with it. It's very well done. It's just very bizarre. The way the plot is kind of off to me. I think the plot would have been a bit better knowing with a little adjustments. I think the acting from the main guy who could have been better. But I think this is a movie that maybe in a year or so time, or probably like, I don't know when I reviewed it, in a bit longer, maybe some point next year, review again, and it might go down a part of the list. I'm not really sure, but I think it's, now it's just a number 8, but I think if I probably watch it again, it'd probably be way lower on this list, in all honesty. Number 7, if I remember correctly. I'm going to keep checking my phone each one because I don't want to get this wrong. Okay, number 7 was Studio 666. This is the Foo Fighters horror movie. This movie is ridiculous. This movie is ridiculous. It is absolutely insane. Not bad per se. I've seen worse. But it's very odd. Very bizarre. I don't know what I think about it. It's just very weird. But at the end of the day, it's fine. there's good, fun, violent moments. There's a guy who dies behind a cymbal thrown and like cuts like his jaw, I think, off at a certain point, something like that. It's very cool, very gory, very violent. I enjoyed it. It's very bizarre, very violent. I don't think I'd watch it again, but it's very fun. And again, not a bad movie. But I think from here on out, we're gonna start getting the really bad movies here, and we're gonna start seeing some stuff I'm gonna complain about. Number 6 is Touched by Evil. This is a movie. This is also sort of like Trap in a way. This is a movie that the you know what the plot, the mystery, the big mystery. You could tell from the moment they introduce the characters. You know perfectly well what the movie setup is. And it's very weird and it's very bizarre. There's a lot of awkward moments here. This is the only one I reviewed with Chris. And it's a very interestingly done movie. I don't understand thought during the time when they did this movie. I wouldn't recommend anyone watch it. It's very bizarre, very awkward, kind of confusing. It's just a very weird setup they have going in here. I wouldn't. It's a very weirdly done thing. Yeah, I can't. I don't understand the thought process they had with this. I wouldn't watch it. If I were you. Number 5, The Parking Lot Movie. Now this movie is number 5 only because it is not super bad. It is not super good. It simply exists. It is incredibly bizarre to watch a movie about a parking lot attendees. It's so bizarre. I don't know why they did it. I honestly don't. I don't know who made this thing and why they made this thing. It's... If you watch it for actual entertainment, it might waste your time. You might be confused. If you watch it for hilarity purposes, it might probably be very entertaining. It would probably be very entertaining to you, because it's a very weird setup, and I find it kind of funny in that way. But at the end of the day, it's a very just basic, boring movie that wasted a lot of people's time. What that's funny about it is people, they talk about a parking lot and like it's fucking church. Like, it's very weird and funny. It's a very bizarrely waste of time, though. Number 4 is Howard the Duck. This movie, this is where it's depending on your style, it is, these are either fun bad movies or just bad. Howard the Duck, to me, is a mixture of both. Because Howard the Duck looks god fucking awful. He looks ridiculous. This won a bunch of Razzies, and I'm not surprised why. It's one of the biggest blunders I have ever seen when it comes to the thought process of making an animated looking thing in real life. It's really bad. But it pales in comparison to the single worst CGI I've ever seen in this movie. It's unbelievable, actually. I'm almost in awe when I look at it, because you come to the realization of how fucking bad CGI was, because they had good CGI at that time, but yet the CGI there is really bad, and Howard looks like shit. And they have a sex scene almost between the woman and it's fucking weird. I don't know what they were thinking with this movie at any point, and it's so odd, so bizarre. I don't know how it exists. Number 3 is WrestleManiac. This movie's boring, which is insane considering the fact about a killer luchador wrestler. You would think a guy like me would enjoy that. A guy like me, though, however, finds this movie so incredibly boring. So boring. I expected so much more going into this movie. I expected so much more going into this. I thought there'd be at least something worth time in. And all the it's a movie where they set up all the characters for you to hate, so you cheer for the luchador guy killing him. The problem is, I don't care about the luchador, the murderous luchador, because they don't put much lore into him. The characters are all bad because they're all stupid idiot people and who want to shoot porn. And because of that, and they go to a bad state to do that, and it leads to them meeting the luchador wrestler. It's very dumb. The kills are bad. And the ending is bad. So much of this movie is total shit that it made me so annoyed watching it. And I was skipping through because the long amounts of, like, building up tension doesn't work, and it just is a big blunder in my opinion, and I feel bad for the Rey Mysterio Sr. and Pete who was in this damn thing. What the fuck are they thinking? It's really bad. Movie sucks. Movie actually sucks. Number 2 is the Velocipaster. Now this was one of the ones where it was very close between and number 1. And the only thing, because it's made by, I think, the same people, close to it, the only thing that gives this the advantage is the Velocipaster has some form of a story there. Some form of a plot. I don't know what it is, where it is. But there's enough that I understood what the fuck was going on. It's a pastor that turns into a velociraptor. It's never fully explained how he does, but he does. And this woman tries to protect him, and then we have random other pastors with ninjas that are selling, I think, crack, and trying to insert drugs into the area. It's very weird, very bizarre. I have no idea what to make of anything. It was one of the single weirdest movies I have come across. And if it wasn't for number 1, it would be the worst. But there is nothing in this life that I knew from the moment I first reviewed it. All the way, hold on. When did I review it? We're going to go to number 1 in a minute. I need to go check. It was the first movie review I ever did. And it was done in July. It was done in July. It was July 6th. It was 4 days before my fucking birthday, and my way of celebrating was watching number 1, which was Shark fucking Exorcist, which is the worst movie that has been made in Hollywood. You will not find a movie in this lifetime that has built and was made so stupidly in this lifetime. Unless I review one of the other 2 shark movies in 2025, I don't think there will be a movie that I have the disdain for as much as I have for Shark Exorcist, because I lost brain cells watching this movie. I lost parts of my life and my soul watching this movie because it is so bizarre, so confusing, so nonsensical that it is one of the most ridiculous things I have ever watched in the history of my lifetime, and I'm only in the 20s. And I don't think in my lifetime, in the next who knows how long I am on this earth, I will ever watch something that baffles my brain, breaks my mindset, and makes me so confused that I have a Shark Exorcist. This movie, I knew when I did this part that I would just start ranting, but you don't understand what I had to go through when watching this movie. There was no plot. There was no plot. at all to this movie. This movie has no plot at all. You cannot tell me it does, because there is not one human being who could explain the story that is told in the movie itself, not on the back cover where it explains to you the plot. I mean in the movie itself. It's just a bunch of scenes. It's just a bunch of scenes that happen. You won't know anything that's going on at any point in this movie. It's so bizarrely done. It's so confusing. It's so fucking weird. There was an evil nun that shows up twice that never shows up again. It is the single worst thing I have ever seen. It is the worst movie of all time. It is the worst movie I have reviewed and I will ever review, and it is the worst movie reviewed in 2024. I don't think anything will top this in 2025. I don't think anything will. I'm not gonna be honest. I don't think anything can. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this top 10 list of the worst movies reviewed in 2024. Let me know any movie you want us to review in 2024 in the comments. Hit the like button, hit subscribe button. Let me know any bad movies you saw in the year 2024 in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all for the next one.